All right, welcome back everyone to Learn Spanish Like I Did. Today we're tackling a topic that honestly sends shivers down the spine of almost every beginner Spanish learner. Emilio, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I absolutely do, Wesley. It's the Everest of beginner Spanish, the ultimate showdown, ser versus estar, the two verbs that both translate to be in English, but are used in completely different contexts. It's a classic, but we're here to make it less intimidating today.
Exactly. And it's funny because in English we just have to be. I am happy. I am tall. I am here. Simple, right? But in Spanish, suddenly you've got two choices, and picking the wrong one can completely change the meaning of your sentence or just make it sound, well, off.
Totally. I remember when I was first learning English, I was like, why isn't there another verb for temporary states? But then, when I started teaching Spanish, I realized the ser versus estar struggle is real. It's probably the most common question I get from students.
It really is. So let's just jump right into it. What's the fundamental core difference that beginners should grasp first, Emilio?
Okay, the easiest way to think about it, the absolute bedrock, is permanence versus temporariness. Ser is for things that are generally permanent, inherent qualities, things that don't change easily. Estar is for things that are temporary, states, conditions, or locations that can change.
I love that. Permanent versus temporary. It's a great starting point. So when we're talking about ser, we're often defining what something is, right? Its essence.
Exactly. Think about it like this. Ser answers the question, what is it? Or who is it? It's about identity. For example, soy alto. I am tall. That's an inherent physical characteristic, not likely to change tomorrow, right? Or soy profesor. I am a teacher. That's my profession, part of my identity.
Right. You don't wake up one day and suddenly stop being tall, unless something drastic happens. So we're talking about things like physical descriptions, personality traits, professions, nationality, origin, things that define who or what you are.
Spot on. Let's list a few more common uses for ser. We use it for descriptions like la casa es grande, the house is big, or mi hermana es inteligente, my sister is intelligent. Both are defining characteristics.
And nationality, like soy americano or ella es española. Origin too, soy de Texas. And even time, which might seem less permanent, but son las dos de la tarde is a statement of fact about the time, not a temporary state of the clock.
That's a good point about time, and material too. La mesa es de madera. The table is made of wood. That's its composition, an inherent quality. So if we think of an acronym, for SER, you could remember doctor description, occupation, characteristics, time, origin, relationship, like ella es mi madre.
Oh, I like that, doctor. That's super helpful. So that covers ser pretty well. Now let's switch gears to estar. If ser is about what something is permanently, then estar is about how something is right now or where something is.
Exactly. Estar is all about states, conditions, locations. Think place for estar. Position, location, action, condition, emotion. It's what changes. For instance, estoy cansado. I am tired. You won't be tired forever, hopefully, right? It's a temporary state.
Totally. Or estoy en casa. I am at home. Your location can change. You won't always be at home. You might go to work or the store. It's not a permanent descriptor of who you are.
Perfect examples. Location is one of the most straightforward uses of estar. No matter how permanent a location seems, like La Torre Eiffel está en París, it's always estar. Even if the Eiffel Tower has been there for centuries, it's still a physical location, so estar.
That's a crucial point for beginners. People sometimes get tripped up thinking, well, Paris is always in France, so maybe it's ser. But no, it's a physical location, so it's always estar. So location, temporary states like feelings or conditions, like estoy feliz, I am happy, or el café está caliente, the coffee is hot.
Yep, those are classic. And don't forget the present progressive, which is super common, like estoy comiendo, I am eating, or estamos aprendiendo, we are learning. That biol form in English, the indo form in Spanish, always pairs with estar.
Right, because it's an action in progress which is inherently temporary. It's something you are doing at that moment, not something you are fundamentally. So estar is for position, location, action in progress, condition, and emotion. Place is a great one.
So, just to recap the absolute basics. Ser for permanent inherent qualities, identity. Estar for temporary states, locations, and actions in progress. If you can get that distinction down, you're already halfway there.
Absolutely. But of course, because it's Spanish, there are always those tricky situations where the same adjective can be used with both ser and estar, and it completely changes the meaning. These are the ones that really make you think.
Oh, those are the fun ones, like ser aburrido versus estar aburrido. If you say soy aburrido, you're saying I am boring. That's an inherent characteristic. But if you say estoy aburrido, you're saying I am bored. That's a temporary feeling, a state of mind right now.
That's such a classic example. You definitely don't want to mix those up. Imagine telling someone soy aburrido on a first date. Yikes.
Exactly. Another good one is ser listo versus estar listo. Ser listo means to be clever or to be smart. Ella es lista. She is clever. But estar listo means to be ready. ¿Estás listo para salir? Are you ready to leave? Big difference.
That's a perfect one. Ser bueno versus estar bueno. Ser bueno means to be good in a moral sense or good at something. Él es un buen hombre. He is a good man. Estar bueno means to be tasty for food, or colloquially, to be attractive. Very important distinction there, especially in different social contexts.
Oh yeah, you really have to be careful with that one. And ser malo versus estar malo. Ser malo means to be bad or evil. He is a bad person. Estar malo means to be sick or to be in bad condition. Like, el coche está malo, the car is broken.
These examples really highlight why getting ser and estar right is so important. Beyond just the basic rules, it's about conveying the correct nuance and avoiding awkward or incorrect statements. It's not just about grammar, it's about clear communication.
Right, it is. And for beginners, it can feel overwhelming because there are so many of these pairs, but honestly, you pick them up over time. Focus on the core doctor and place rules first, and these tricky adjectives will start to make sense as you encounter them.
Let's do a quick lightning round, Emilio, just to test our listeners. I'll give a sentence and you tell me which one and why. How about, my friend from Mexico? Mi amigo de México.
Okay, that's mi amigo es de México, because it's about origin, part of his identity. It's a ser situation.
Perfect. Next, the book on the table. El libro en la mesa.
That's el libro está en la mesa, because it's about location, and location always uses estar place, remember?
Excellent. And how about, I tired? Yo cansado.
Yo estoy cansado, because tiredness is a temporary state, a condition. You're not always tired, hopefully.
Hopefully not. Last one. She a doctor. Ella médica.
Ella es médica, because doctor is her profession, her occupation, a defining characteristic. Back to doctor for ser.
You got 'em all, Emilio. Our listeners at home, I hope you're following along and it's starting to click. What are some final tips you'd give to someone who's really struggling with this, beyond just memorizing the rules?
My biggest tip is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Seriously, when you're speaking, just pick the one you think is right. If you get corrected, or if someone looks at you funny, that's a learning opportunity. The more you use them, the more natural it becomes. It's like riding a bike. You fall a few times, but then it just clicks.
That's fantastic advice. And also, immerse yourself. Listen to Spanish podcasts, watch Spanish TV shows, listen to music. You'll hear ser and estar used correctly in context thousands of times, and your brain will start to absorb the patterns naturally, without even trying to consciously apply doctor or place every single time.
Absolutely. Context is king, and try to think in Spanish as much as possible, even simple thoughts. Instead of I am hungry, think tengo hambre, oops, that's nenera, but you get my point. Instead of I am tired, think estoy cansado. The more you internalize it, the less you'll have to translate in your head.
Great point. So, to all our listeners out there, don't let ser and estar be a roadblock. They're definitely a challenge, but with practice, repetition, and a little bit of immersion, you'll master them. It's not about being perfect from day one, it's about making progress.
That's it. Every mistake is a step forward. You've got this. And hopefully, with doctor and place in your toolkit, you feel a little more confident today.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us, Emilio, and for shedding some much-needed light on this tricky topic. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to learn Spanish like I did. Keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll catch you next time.
Adios a todos. Keep at it. You're doing great.